Welcome, burning maleficent dragons.
Oh, that was perfect.
Too soon, man. Too soon.
I was like, oh, wow, look at the new part of the ride. Wait, that's not supposed to be happening. Oh
my
there's
God.
way too much smoke right now.
My kids were distraught when they saw that because Scarlett was just like, does that mean that she's not going to be there when we go next year?
Oh.
No, I'll rebuild her.
I mean, she just might not be there next year because Disney likes to take away all the good things.
Yeah. Who knows?
We'll make her stronger, faster, more powerful.
We have the technology.
$6 million.
We can make her more fire retardant.
Yes, that's what we need. Are we flame resistant?
Yes. So anyway.
Nobody got my Thanos reference because everybody was talking over me.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So this is
Infinity Gauntlet and go back in time, but
ooh.
Spoilers.
So anyway,
I'm sorry, everybody knows there's a time stone.
All right, let's go.
There's no spoilers.
All right, Julie. Anyway, this is our conversation, our Hangouts conversation on the best and worst of all Disney World parks. Last week, we did the worst of Disney's Animal Kingdom. This week, we cover the best. So with us, as always, I'm Andy from the Geek Salad Podcast. Joining us is Mike, also from the Geek Salad Podcast.
Hello.
All the way from sunny California, our friend Jonna. You can say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
And from the One Little Spice Podcast, it's Julie.
Hey, guys.
Hey. And I also will apologize in advance. You guys get your apologies out before we went on. If you hear any like bell ringing or skittering, it's my cat show set. She's covered wires underneath the table.
What
She's
is it
always
with
underneath
cats
the
tonight?
I locked all my noisemakers in a faraway room.
Okay. This cat you cannot contain.
No, I've met her. You can't contain her.
No, you can't. So it's like when we record the podcast, I actually think that cat snuck into my car. Dingling is like, holy hell, did she like sneak in?
There she is. I just heard her.
Last week we talked about the worst of Animal Kingdom, and now we're going to talk about the best, starting with your favorite attraction. So why don't we start with Jonna? What's your favorite attraction?
Oh, my favorite attraction is, bar none, the one you have to be exactly 1 Yeti foot tall to ride, Expedition Everest. I'm a coaster junkie, and this thing, it takes you, it's great speed, it takes you backward, takes you through the dark, you get swatted at by a Yeti, it's got it all. I love it.
I always wanted to go on that one, but last time we went to Animal Kingdom, my daughter just refused. She went on enough at Magic Kingdom.
That one's really scary for your daughter. Like, I would wait till she's like 10 at least.
I'm 11 next year when I go.
That one has been giving me anxiety the last couple trips. I didn't ride it last trip. I love roller coasters, and that one we sat in the front once and then sat in the way back once, and both of those experiences were slightly traumatizing. If you like roller coasters and want that intensity, sit in the front or sit in the back.
Yay!
Whereas I sit in the front and in the front door, holding her purse.
And thank you very much for that.
Single rider line too. I feel like I'm yelling. Do I sound like I'm yelling?
3 minutes. It's 90 seconds, Mike. No, I'm sorry.
I'm good.
I don't do math good.
What I want to know, though, is I do have to know, what is with the hair bands up at the top? Does everybody take like a scrunchie and just shoot one as soon as they get to the top, or what?
I don't know, but I saw a post the other day about that in one of my like Disney groups and was very confused about it because I've never ever actually seen them. And I was looking at the picture and I was like, what are they talking about? Hair bands.
Hair bands everywhere.
I have one hairband and it's my like little security blanket. I never let it go, so it's not ending up on that ride.
It's like above the death zone on Everest, you have the scrunchie zone.
I just think
I'll have to take a look at that picture and look more closely now that I know what I'm looking for.
I always think that all that stuff looks like hanging laundry. I like
Well, no, those are prayer flags, and those are part of the attraction. No, but you get up to the top where the Yeti has ripped up the track, and you're sitting there, paused, waiting for something to happen, and you look around and realize that to both sides are scrunchies of all colors.
I'm going to Google that picture right now.
awesome. So while Julie Googles that, Mike, what is your favorite attraction at Animal Kingdom?
Mine is absolutely Kilimanjaro Safari. Because it's just, I mean, best not to go on it if you have back problems, though, because there are no shocks in those vehicles.
Oh, no.
But other than that, it is, I mean, you always see different sections of animals. You always see something new. They're live animals, so they're doing whatever they want to do. So, you never know what you're going to see, what you're never going to not see. And it's just, I just love it. It's just being able to get that up close and personal is just fantastic.
Yeah, I saw an elephant with 6 appendages.
6? Oh, the trunk.
I count the trunk, too.
I was like, what's this?
Again, you never know what you're going to see.
Hey, let me talk. Mike and I went on a safari when it was pouring rain, and we went through, and right at the beginning, one of the elephants was like playing in this giant puddle. So I got some really awesome pictures of it, like spraying water with its trunk. That was awesome. I guess the lion was roaring on it. So someone has a video of that on Facebook.
I'm jealous. I felt like Homer Simpson when we got to the lion. I'm like, do something!
I still don't see scrunchies. We went around twilight, and that was when a lot of the animals were actually starting, they say they're going to sleep, but a lot of them were actually getting a little bit active because it wasn't so hot, I think. And we saw a lot of critters.
Yeah, we've tried to do the like sunset time for the safari because we've heard that there's a lot of active animals, and every time we book a late night safari, we're like, okay, so we're done with Animal Kingdom now. Let's skip the safari. We'll go next time.
Yeah.
So hopefully this trip will actually plan one to be able to do it. Usually I like change the fast pass to early in the morning because I'm like, we don't have that much to do in Animal Kingdom. Well, how are we going to be here till 5 o'clock at night?
Well, now you get to stand in line at an Avatar for the entire time.
Absolutely not. I fast pass that or don't do it.
Yeah. Julie, what about your favorite attraction?
I really love Dinosaur. Since they
Second
already
favorite.
took Everest and the safari. Although it's kind of a tie between that and Flight of Passage, but we'll talk about Dinosaur first. I always forget how terrifying that ride actually is.
Yeah.
Like at the end, like I'm gonna die. It's awesome because you don't remember that it's that terrifying. So it's just this really awesome rush. But you go back in time and you try and save a dinosaur and you almost die and get burned up with the earth, and it's super fun.
Yeah, based on the movie that nobody ever remembers.
Was it a movie?
Dinosaur, yeah.
Again, nobody remembers it.
Well, I know I didn't see it.
It came out the same summer as Fantasia 2000. And I saw it at a drive-in on a double bill with Gone in 60 Seconds.
Ooh. At least
Well, it sounds like the double bill was accurate, at least. Gone in 60 seconds.
A movie about going back in time to bring back a dinosaur? No, nothing like the ride.
The only similarity is the dinosaur that you bring back is the main character from Dinosaur.
Oh.
The only thing that's the same is the name of the ride.
Now, you had another one you want to bring up, Julie?
Flight of Passage.
Okay.
I touched upon it the last time about like not waiting in line for it, but it's just breathtaking and amazing, and they just did such a good job with it, and you can feel the Banshee breathe underneath you. It's just such an incredible experience.
Yeah, that's definitely our Fast Pass Plus when we do it.
And what we did is we made a Fast Pass for it from 9 to 10, right first thing in the morning. there's still crowds there, but because even the fast pass lines can be pretty long. So get there and run right to Pandora. You don't have to run. Everybody runs. Walk at a rapid pace, but don't run. Don't be those people. And then you get there for the fast pass, and then go to the gift shop. And by the time you get off, it's almost lunchtime at Juli Cafe Canteen. I always get the name wrong.
Yeah.
But no, it's just an incredible ride, and you get to see basically all of Pandora, and you're flying, and even if you have a little tiny bit of motion sickness or bad motion sickness, it's worth it to experience it.
Cool. So
Putting it on the list.
I cried a bit. It was that breathtaking.
I think for mine, I'm gonna do like Julie did. I'm gonna split them up. So ride wise, the Kali River Rapids.
Yes, I was hoping you'd say that.
Oh, I love that. I love the theming in it because we did a fast pass.
I love that the line is never long.
Yes, 40. I think we were in the line for a little over a half hour. We had fast passed it. We went on. Scarlett was just like, we have to go on again. And I'm like, okay, but before we do, look, hey, here are free lockers over here.
Yeah, let's put our stuff in there.
Yes, Daddy doesn't want to lose another phone. So we did it again. I was amazed how fast it went. Like the line, but it's so.
And there's so many people on each boat, and they're just so good with getting the line through and getting people on the ride, and it's very, very good.
So much fun. But my other favorite attraction is Finding Nemo the musical.
I've never seen it.
That I love.
Oh God, I thought because about God, was it now 8 years ago, Mike? You made me a copy of the CD, and I thought it was a joke. Legit, thought it was a joke. I'm like finding the and I listened to it, I was like, this is kind of corny, and then we went to go see it. Oh, it was just Autumn and I were just crying. It's so sweet, and the puppetry is fantastic.
It's a visual feast. It really is.
Absolutely, but the actors in it,
like the Little Mermaid one in Hollywood Studios.
Oh no, way better.
I mean, obviously not similar because they're two totally different stories, but like
it's actually more similar to, I would say, The Lion King, because you have people actually doing the puppetry, on stage of the characters.
That's what happens in The Little Mermaid. Have you never seen The Little Mermaid?
Well, yeah, but
and they're all like blacklit, painted.
Yeah, but this is like a 45-minute long thing, not like the 15-minute.
It's like a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part were the cast members. They were sort of in blue unitards to give the ocean current feel, but they came out with metallic silver oven mitts because they were the school of fish that did impressions.
So fun.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I also learned something very interesting. My wife's friend did a stint as Marlin for it.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
And all right, so Jonna and Mike, you both seen it. Marlin, the actor playing Marlin is wearing glasses, and that is a character trait.
Mm-hmm.
Every actor plays Marlin with the glasses on.
That's probably a flashback to.
It's really to kind of give the character this puppet, which doesn't have a whole lot of expression, kind of a nebbishy feel.
It works.
I picture Marlin with glasses when I listen to him talk.
Yeah. If you've ever seen Avenue Q,
Yes.
the puppetry is very similar to that.
Absolutely.
I played one song from that musical for my mother. I won't announce the title of the song, but she appreciated it.
That only cuts out half the songs.
What?
Loud as the hell you want.
It was the one about the internet.
Oh dear.
And she was like, "What is this even from? What are you playing for me right now?"
It won a Tony, mother. It beat Wicked for the best musical Tony, mother.
I don't know how I feel about that. Wicked was amazing.
No.
So another one that I do really like is It's Tough to Be a Bug. That's adorable. And
that one's fun.
A little bit terrifying. Oh, the last time we were there, our seats didn't work, so none of that action happened.
Oh.
It was really sad.
Oh.
Ours was the only row that didn't work. Of course, I picked that row.
Every single time I go into that show, every time I go into that show, there are always kids that just start losing it when the spiders come down. Every time
spiders come down. Me and spiders, not friends. But
then
you walk
nightmare, arachnophobia.
Yeah, but you walk out of the exit of it's tough to be a bug, and then there's this little case with Doug's collar, and you can like bark into it, and it translates it for you. That's super cute too. If you've never done that,
that must be new. I don't remember that.
Yeah, they have Doug and the boy, whatever his name is,
Russell.
Probably remember that. With like a photo pass opportunity, and then right next to there's a little case with the collar in it. And you push a little button and bark into it, and it translates what you say.
Oh,
it's really cute.
I have to actually share a great cast member experience we had when we were there. It was I can't remember the name of the show. It was the Birds show that got changed into the one now with Russell and
Flight of something or other.
Flight of Wonder. Flights of Wonder.
It's all about all these birds, and my daughter is just obsessed with ornithology. And at the end of the show, they let you come down if you wanted to stay, and you can kind of like get up close with the birds. And the cast member that was doing the whole show got to talking to Scarlett about the birds, and Scarlett's asking all these questions. I don't think this woman had ever heard an 8-year-old ask her before. And she then started talking to Autumn, and she's like, she's got a future. Here's my card. I know a lot of great programs that you can enroll her in. And I'm like,
that's awesome.
That is, I will never forget that. It was like one of the coolest things in the world. So I can, immediately my mind like flashes to 20 years from now when she's got the microphone on the stage and the khakis. And
yeah, I can see her doing that.
Yeah, totally.
I think that's fabulous.
It's amazing. It was such a great experience. So can't wait to go back.
I definitely
You
want to.
never know what's going to spark an interest.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
She's always loved birds.
Thank you. So we can say we knew her when.
Now get me into the park.
I met her at Verizon Wireless.
Yeah.
So there's a thing that we need to do. So
we're going to talk about our favorite eateries.
Hold on. Julie was in the middle of something.
I'm sorry.
So we want to do a thing for cast members. We've seen a lot of people do it, and they kind of post it on Facebook. But even just like a little, like teeny tiny something, just to like hand to cast members to say thank you, because we obviously know the kind of chaos they put up with. We've all worked retail. We know. So we've wanted to the last couple trips just find something to do for them, and we haven't been able to like find that like perfect thing that we want to be able to like hand out to them. But that's a thing that we definitely want to do in the future.
I think that's a phenomenal idea. Yeah, I love that idea.
Yeah, I've heard of people who've done things like that, special envelopes for the people who do the mouse keeping at the resort. Sort of an extension of that.
Yeah, so we leave notes and tip mouse keeping and things like that, but like for the actual, like with mouse keeping, yes, they clean up all our dirty stuff, but the cast members who, actually deal with the angry people in the park wondering why they've done something wrong, like it's obviously this specific cast member's fault. The fact that they put up with all of that and are still happy and still making magic for, everybody else in the park, like that's huge.
Yeah.
There is a I don't know the specifics of it. There was a Disney hashtag that you can use for Twitter.
I did that once, actually.
Okay, but you could actually give a shout out to cast members right on Twitter. And because the hashtag is being viewed by their social media people, they get recognized kind of on the inside, which is great for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't realize that. We'll have to figure out what that hashtag is.
Yeah, I actually.
Yeah, that would be very nice.
I did it actually. After one of the last times I went there, I did the tea, the afternoon tea at the Grand Floridian.
We want to do that this next trip. We're so excited.
And
Oh, it's fabulous.
yeah, and my waiter was just like so he was, gave me recommendations. He was so nice that I made note of his name, and I actually posted this, and they actually replied back to me. It's like, do you remember anything more about him? It's like, oh yeah, this is his name, and he did all this, and this is what time I had the tea. And he said, okay, well, make sure he gets a shout out there. Thank you.
All right, so you tweet at WDW today and use the hashtag cast compliment.
Yeah.
That's how to do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome.
I'll have to see if there's something like that for Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. I'm sure there must be.
There has to.
I could also Google that.
WDL.
While I'm working here.
So anyway, while Julie's looking that up, let's move on to our favorite eateries. And Julie, I'm holding you last on this one.
Because I have all the things to say. I'm going to comment on everything that you guys say and then add on my spiel at the end.
That's fair, because I'll go straight up and just say we ate Dole Whips at Animal Kingdom. We had reservations at Le Chefs de France that evening. So we friggin' starved ourselves that day. So other than
wait, sorry, where did you eat for dinner?
What's that?
Where did you eat for dinner?
Le Chefs de France.
We haven't eaten there, but Monsieur Paul's is amazing.
I've heard a lot of good things about that place. And the
just wait for Epcot.
What's that? Oh yes, we must.
Wait for Epcot.
But yeah, so we didn't really eat a lot there. So the Dole Whips are as good as a Dole Whip can be.
Yeah, the second best pineapple snack in the parks. Yeah.
Oh, do you want to tell us what the best one is, Jonna?
The best by far has to be the chocolate dipped pineapple spears.
Did you eat it already?
Delicious.
Okay.
And I have one in the fridge right now. Eat your hearts out.
Would it be in the freezer, or do you not have to freeze it after it's been dipped and frozen? Is it just cold at that point?
Yeah.
It's just cold. And it stays remarkably well in the fridge.
Huh.
So surprisingly, to shout out a Disneyland cast member, it's at Disneyland today. Cast compliment.
Very cool.
Shocker.
Fantastic. So, Jonna, where's your favorite place to eat at Animal Kingdom?
My favorite place to eat was the Yak and Yeti. I liked that they had the fare that corresponded to the parts of the park that it's in. There was a lot of Asian food, and I come from an area. I live in an area that's very heavily Asian, so where you can get just about any kind of Asian you can think of. And I got the honey chicken, the crispy honey chicken. That was as good as I get at my favorite Malaysian restaurant. And then Mike and I both split the order of the fried green beans. They were sort of like a tempura type with a Thai sweet chili dipping sauce. And they were so delicious.
So delicious.
So I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I'm going to try and show you my favorite dish. Oop, there it is.
Yep.
The ahi tuna nachos. So every trip we fly in, and our first park is Animal Kingdom, straight to Yak and Yeti. We have a Landry's card, so we don't have to make a reservation. We don't have to wait. Order of ahi tuna nachos, and we are like ready to start our vacation. They're amazing.
Awesome.
And they have paper straws, which is also incredible.
Oh, I think they have those all everywhere at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah,
they want them recyclable.
Animal Kingdom. It should be a thing everywhere in the world, but I like that Animal Kingdom has the paper straws.
Cool. Mike.
Save the turtles.
Yeah, I was actually going to go with Yak and Yeti as well because that was fantastic. But now that she chose it, I'm trying to look up alternates.
Hey, you can talk about your favorite too. You can just say other things that you liked about Yak and Yeti.
What do you eat?
Yeah, I mean, Yak and Yeti was just. I mean, the theming of the restaurant itself is just. It looks fantastic. It's very like Himalayan, Tibetan type styling.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really it's just to go in there and look around. It's just fantastic. And like Jonna was saying, the food is just incredible. But I'm also going to give a shout out for Tiffin's.
Oh, we haven't eaten there yet. We have a reservation. We hit 180 days. We made all our reservations. Tiffin's is our first night.
Tiffin's.
Yeah, I want to try Tiffin's. I checked out their menus, and they look really interesting.
Everybody raves about it there. Everything just looks so phenomenal.
Yeah, well, again, like the theming of the restaurant is fantastic as well. But yeah, Tiffin's, it has some really, really good food. I ate there last time, and
your favorite Disney person helped design that restaurant.
Oh yeah, yep.
Is that a Joe Rohde thing?
Yep. That is a Joe Rohde thing.
The whole park is a Joe Rohde thing.
Yeah, I'm aware. I am aware of that.
No, on the bus ride, the Magical Express to your hotel, there's a little spiel that he does about that actual restaurant and the theming and everything. It's actually really impressive.
But yeah, the theming is great. But yeah, my server was just so he went out of his way to just help me out and help me pick something really good, and he was really, really friendly. So yeah, definitely a good one to go with Tiffin's. If you can't get into Yak and Yeti, I still prefer Yak and Yeti.
It blows my mind how many people complain about the wait service and things like that at the restaurants, because we have never ever. I mean, we've also, me and Amy have been like in the industry, so we kind of understand what they have to go through a little bit more. So we're kind of like over the top nice to them, but we've never ever had a bad server in Disney at all. Everyone's just been amazing.
Yeah, I think we might have had one slightly negative experience, and it was in World Pavilion.
What restaurant?
It wasn't even a restaurant; it was a shop.
Oh.
In Britain, we saw a woman working the thing whose first name was Scarlett, just like my daughter's, spelled exactly like that. And I just pointed it out to her. I'm like, "Hey, look, Scarlett, she has your name spelled exactly like yours." And Scarlett looks, and she goes, "Oh, your name is spelt right." And the girl couldn't be bothered to look up. She's like, "Yes, that's very nice."
That's not, I'd understand if I said something like that to her, but like your child, like, come on.
Yeah, but no. I gotta do over in the British Pavilion last year. Kid there recommended an amazing band. So, but we'll leave that for the Epcot show.
Oh, that's also going to be a really long show. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. It's one of my favorite parks.
Okay, good. It's my favorite park.
It's my favorite as well.
I have lots of things to say.
I love them all. Just the last two more than the other two, and it's just because of experiences.
And John is partial to California, aren't you?
I am, but actually, of the Florida parks, Animal Kingdom is probably neck and neck for me with the Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
I love the animals.
And a little bit of lag.
Nothing bad about me, right, Mike?
I knew you liked it. I wasn't sure. I didn't know it was up there or that far.
Yeah. I gotta say, one thing I'm amazed about with Animal Kingdom is just how it's succeeded in a way that when it opened 20 years ago, I would have never expected it would have succeeded.
Mm.
Are you going to talk about your favorite food, Andy?
I kind of said I don't really have one. However, we've kind of done some of the meal planning already for a year from now. And I do want to try Satilli Canteen. I heard that
I have lots of good things to say about that. Don't you worry.
I have heard that their burger pods taste identical to McDonald's hamburgers. It is kind of like, it's kind of refreshing.
Of all the things that you're going to try there, you're going to try the cheeseburger pods.
Yes.
He's got kids.
Yeah.
He has kids. He's not a child.
Hey, at least he's not holding.
I bet Scarlett will be more adventurous. I'm just
No, she'll eat that. However, I will be drinking. So there, adult.
Andy, at least you're not holding the name of the restaurant against it.
This restaurant's stupid.
No.
Blue people. It's
okay,
stupid.
why did you just... No, I hate you. You just ruined that for me. I can't believe you just did that. That's all I can think of now.
Oh, poor Jonna. Poor Jonna.
Yeah, one of my former coworkers, Andy's.
Oh no, he was one of
coworkers.
mine too. He was we'll talk about this off air, but he was the cause of lots of things.
Yeah, he's nobody's real favorite.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so mad at you right now.
All right. So anyway, Avatar Canteen. There, I fixed it.
The Avatar Canteen. No wonder why I could never say it right. I never wanted to hear that name in my head. You're lucky I already finished that podcast and I don't have to say it anymore.
True.
I just have to edit it and hear myself say it over and over again.
Over and over again. That
Right,
MG.
my turn? Is it my turn?
Mhm.
Yes, your turn.
Okay, so Yak and Yeti, I want to touch base a little bit more about the theming there. The last time we ate there, we got to sit upstairs next to like a samurai armor statue.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
I know that
took
one.
pictures and said I was sharing my Aki tuna nachos with him. They have some really yummy drink options. They have this gin grapefruit drink that's super delicious that we get every time we go. The dessert that they have there is also a pineapple, but it's cream cheese wontons.
Oh yes, we had those.
With like the cream sauce, and it's served with bananas and pineapple, I believe. So that is super delicious.
Yes, it is.
They have steamed dumplings that you can get. They give you like a couple different varieties. I had a Kobe beef burger once there that was pretty good. Their pot stickers are amazing. But seriously, the ahi tuna nachos, and I have to say this to anybody who doesn't like sushi or won't do raw fish or is like terrified of them, they're amazing. Eat them.
Sushi does terrible things to me.
They're like nachos, but they're wonton chips. And then it's little chunks of ahi tuna, and it has like a spicy slaw on top with wasabi and sriracha mayo aioli, I want to say. But they're just like to die for. And we get sriracha on the side and pour it on all the chips. And it's very overwhelming for one person to eat alone. But even if you go on a solo trip, get them and eat them anyways. It's only $15 and you get so much food. They're amazing. They're our favorite part of Yak and Yeti.
Oh,
and
by the way,
get them to go, but ask for the chips separately so they don't get soggy. From like
Gotcha.
the Yak and Yeti, like quick service, you can go over there, or it might be at the bar. I don't know. One of the places you can order them to go. We haven't done it yet, so I don't know, but I've seen pictures and it looks just as amazing.
by the way, one more thing about Yak and Yeti. I'm not a big drinker, but their Yak Attack drink is fantastic.
What's in the Yak Attack?
I just pulled up the menu here, right here. Yak Attack has got mango daiquiri, Don Q crystal rum, and wild berry flavors.
Ooh.
It is very good.
We haven't.
And it sounds like an old Disney show from the 90s.
It really does.
Yak Attack.
I might even try that one.
Okay. So next, I'm gonna go to Pongu Pongu because I'm leaving Satuli Cafe for the end. So Pongu Pongu is like the kind of little really drink stand in Animal Kingdom, and it stands for Party Party, which I thought was really cute. We learned that when we did that on our podcast episode. And they have this pineapple. Oh God, what's it called? Give me a second. I think it's called a lamb, something like that. It's basically cream cheese and pineapple spring roll. And it's
you've got me right there.
And magical and delicious. And they have a few drinks there that are really good. They have
It's the Pongu Lumpia.
Lumpia. There we go. That's what it is. And then they have the drinks are really good. The Night Blossom is a little bit too sweet, and there's no alcohol to kind of cut it. So, but it's purple and lime green, so you can't go wrong with that. So it was really good. We tried it. They have like this berry, I think it's just strawberry margarita, and that's the one that we tried. And then they have the Rum Blossom, which is the Night Blossom with rum added to it. And they give you these really cute little like glowing seeds with it, so they light up like any other like
Una Delta seeds.
cube. What?
They're called Una Delta seeds. I have the menu on my phone.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there. It's making me angry. The one thing that does bother me about Pongu Pongu is they have a giant pretzel, which doesn't really seem very Pandora-ish to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love me a pretzel with some cheese, but it just, I don't know. I feel like it kind of like ruins the vibe. And then they have some like other beers and things like that. And then Satuli Canteen. This place is amazing. We've gone a couple times. They do the like the ordering on your app, which is awesome. They didn't used to take the dining plan, and now they do. But they have so many different options and combos that you can mix together. You pick your protein, you pick your base, you pick your sauce. So anybody who's going will have something to eat. They have the cheeseburger pods. Yeah, Andy, talking to you. They also have a vegetable pod that's really good. Amy got that the last time, and it's kind of sauteed with some like curry flavoring. But the issue with the veggie pods is they put turmeric on the outside of it, and Amy basically turned into an Oompa Loompa eating them. Her face and hands were just covered in yellow because it stained her. So she had to excuse herself to the bathroom to scrub down a bit, but she's all set. But they have beef and chicken and fish and tofu that you could order as protein. The tofu is amazing. It's like fried crispy. It's really light, and the outside just has this awesome crisp to it, and it's like fluffy on the inside. And then their bases are this like sweet potato hash. If someone's looking at the menu, I just kind of know this by heart now. They have like a kale salad. They have something quinoa, and then they have like wild rice, I think, are the options for the bases. And then the sauces are it's called a green onion vinaigrette, but it's basically a chimichurri sauce. And then they have a herb cream sauce and what's the third one? And another sauce that's really salty. Hold on, I'll find it.
I mean, there's a charred green onion vinaigrette, black bean vinaigrette, and a creamy herb dressing.
The black bean vinaigrette is good, but I wouldn't get it as the main sauce. It's very salty. I always get all three sauces to dip everything in. The creamy one's really good for dipping the tofu in, but I get the chimichurri as like my base sauce. But what's awesome is it comes with like a slaw on it, and it comes with those little like boba pearls. I think they're passion fruit flavored, but it kind of gives you that feel of actually being in Pandora. The meals are delicious and actually healthy, and we have been completely satisfied. And then the desserts are amazing. I actually posted a picture. Nope, never mind. That's giving away the contest. Well, now you all know.
Well, yeah.
But they have you guys have probably seen it if you follow our podcast on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. But the desserts that they have a blueberry cheesecake, chocolate cream, some sort of like
a blueberry cream cheese mousse.
It's not, blueberry cream cheese mousse. So it's kind of like a cheesecake, but simpler because they have to mass produce it. And then they have this amazing chocolate dessert that we haven't tried yet, and I don't know why, because it has like a banana compote with it.
Ooh.
But the blueberry one is really cool. It's like this little dome, and if you've ever seen those like galaxy cakes that they make where they kind of like pour over the like really shiny frosting onto it, that's
mirror glaze.
So they're made kind of like that, and they're flicked with some like white flavor or something. And then they have a little dollop of passion fruit like cream, and then a little teeny tiny dollop of whipped cream on the top. But the presentation is just like, it just screams Pandora, and they did such a good job with the desserts, and they're not too complicated. They're simple enough that everybody who tries them will like them, and they just did such a good job. And they have this cup that has a flute on it, and the flute comes off the cup, and you could probably play the flute. We haven't figured out if it actually works, but I just think it's like super cute, and I just think they did such a good job with the Pandora restaurants.
If I could flash back just a second to
really fast. Sorry if no one followed any of that.
To the Yak and Yeti, there was a word you used with regard to yours that I focused on, the healthy aspect. I got to say, one of the things that I liked about the Animal Kingdom was when you got rice with something, it wasn't just the traditional white rice. You had an option. You could get the brown rice, the healthier rice. But even then, you weren't locked to that either, because not everyone, particularly people with kidney issues, can eat that. So there was that option for anyone who was ordering at the Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, no, they definitely did a great job. I do like that you can order the Dole Whip with dark rum at the Animal Kingdom. I know, Andy, you said you didn't get alcohol in yours. But so in the Magic Kingdom, you can't get alcohol with it because they don't serve alcohol in the Magic Kingdom. So there may have been a little nip action happening in Magic Kingdom. But I like in the so it was like 10 a.m. and these two little like old ladies next to us were like, ha ha ha, that's awesome. It was great. But I like in Animal Kingdom that you can get it with the dark rum because it kind of just adds an extra layer of flavor to.
It sounds like it would taste better with the dark spice rum.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
So
I think I was eating that the last time we met up with you in the Animal Kingdom, Mike. He just tends to Disney at the same time me and Amy do. So that was where I met Jonna. But so he's usually there when we are. So I'm like, oh, hey, we're in the Animal Kingdom too. Come say hi. Pretty sure it was a Dole Whip with spiced rum that I was eating.
Very possible.
Yeah. Any others you want to go over, Julie, real quick?
What?
Any other eateries?
I'm trying to think of this. Oh, so a lot of the really little like kiosks are amazing, and you can use snack credits for a lot of those. So they have samosas that are really good. One of the things that I really love at one of the carts is this noodle bowl that they have. It's like $5, and we got enough noodles to feed 3 of us.
Huh.
And it's just like kind of like soy sauce, sesame sauce, dredged noodles with a bunch of vegetables in it. It's served cold, so it's easy to. Hold on, I think. Nope, never mind. So it's easy to kind of carry around and eat while you're going. You don't have to wait for it to cool off or anything like that. And then the 8 spoons, I think it's called, is one of the little kiosks because you're walking back towards the front of the park from Asia. And they have these different macaroni and cheeses. And I don't know if you've seen any of the pictures on Facebook, but the one that I tried was the like chili shrimp. It was like shrimp with chili sauce. And it was scallions on it. And I'm obsessed with scallions. So obviously it was amazing. But it was like just the perfect amount of sauce and shrimp on top of the macaroni and cheese. They make bigger portions now of it than when I had it. They had served it in like teeny tiny little cups. But they also have a pulled pork one that is incredible. And then at a couple different ones, they go back and forth between pulled pork potato chips and they have like a buffalo chicken potato chip as well. So it's like homemade potato chips with either buffalo chicken or pulled pork on it. And then the buffalo chicken one has like celery and blue cheese on it. And the pulled pork one has like onions and cheddar cheese melted onto it. And they're just like a nice little thing to kind of carry around the park while you're walking around because there is a lot of walking in that park. And
indeed.
Did you have any preferences on the Yak and Yeti local food cafes? The small ones?
I know they have. We haven't done that one, but I know they have a lot of like fried rice options that look really good, and they come in like the little to-go containers, I believe. Like you get it like a regular Chinese food restaurant, so you can kind of carry those around too. We haven't done that one yet, but it looked like when we walked by, it looks pretty popular. It looks like they have a lot of different options. I think they have breakfast there too. I remember the last time we walked by, we saw that it was after breakfast. And then the one thing that I do want to try is Nomad Lounge, which is right as you're walking into Animal Kingdom. We haven't done that one yet, but they have a couple really funky drink options that sound amazing. And like just, I feel like everything in the Animal Kingdom is just so creative, and they kind of go above and beyond and make things that you're not really going to find anywhere else. And then so I
would love to try some of the more African inspired dishes.
Yeah, the Nomad Lounge has like some small dishes and some drinks. If you are not ready for like a sit down with like Tiffins, they have some of the similar like flavor profiles as they do there.
Nice.
When I was traveling in DC, they have an Ethiopian population there. So we went and had Ethiopian food, and I really, really enjoyed that. So, you know, if that's something that I could get at Disney, yay, so much the better.
Yeah. Another thing I want to touch base on, I know we said we were kind of going to talk about this, so I don't know who wants to go into it, but I guess I will. The Animal Kingdom also has the Animal Kingdom Lodge, which also has a couple really cool, awesome food choices. Obviously, I'm talking about food. What else would I be talking about? But they have Sanaa, which is in, I don't know what the two different hotels are called, because at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, it's split up into two. One starts with a J, and whatever the other one is the one that has Sanaa in it. And you take a bus from Animal Kingdom right over to, the Animal Kingdom Lodge. And what's cool about Sanaa, one, they have amazing bread service. I'll talk about that in a second. But depending on what time of day you go, if you sit by the window, you can actually watch them feed the animals. So we were there at night, so I didn't get really good pictures, but we saw them feeding zebras like 6 feet away from us. And that was super cool. But they have African and Indian style cuisine. So they have a lot of African flavors there, which is awesome. So that kind of like Ethiopian, African kind of flavor profile like that you were talking about. And then they have some Indian options as well. And they have this bread service that is their kind of like an appetizer. And they give you 9 different sauces. There is a 10th one. It's insanely spicy. You can't ask for it. They'll give it to you, but be warned. Even Amy, who's insane about spices, was still a little like, whew, this is crazy. But they start with like the least spicy, which is kind of like a yogurt sauce, and then they go all the way up, which is awesome. They obviously tell you which ones are the spiciest, but they serve it with like naan and a couple different stuffed breads. That's amazing. And you can get it to go. We got it to go at the bar and ate it for breakfast the next couple mornings. Oh, it was amazing. And then, I know, I told you I'm going to be talking this whole one. And
be taking notes, Mike. Be taking notes.
And then at the other hotel, I think it's called like the Jumbo House or something.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm probably super wrong, but I know it starts with the J. There's Jico, the cooking place, which we ate at the last time, and then Boma, which does a really fun breakfast, but we are going there for dinner because they have like 8 different kinds of soups, and it's a buffet, and we normally don't do buffets, but the options that they have at Boma just sound amazing. And Jico is really cool because if you sit by the window, you can see out into like the little water area. There was a little lizard watching us eat. I got this seafood curry, and it was like the size of my head, bigger, and it had an entire lobster tail, like 12 shrimp, like basically all the seafood you could eat on an entire bed of rice, and it was phenomenal.
I've heard amazing things about Jico. One of the
So good. We got a cheese platter there.
groups I follow, their guy raves about it.
Yeah, it was incredible. We got a charcuterie plate with like 5 different cheeses and 5 different meats, and like 2 of them were these sausages, and it was so delicious. And then
nice.
Like little teeny tiny mints afterwards that were leopard print. Well, they were chocolates, but they were leopard print, and they were, I think they were like lemon. No, they were orange and like saffron flavored or something like that. And the server went above and beyond, and he loved us. And we were there well past they were closed because we were just enjoying our food. And we kept apologizing that we were there so long, but our server loved us, and it was a really awesome experience.
Is it rude to leave right now and pack my bags?
No, please come visit. Well, no, you have. I would recommend coming in November. That's the next time I'll be in Disney. I'll show you all around. You can come eat I told you can come eat the kitchen sink at Beaches with us when you come in November. You can be on our vlog that day because the 2 of us can't eat it alone.
I've seen images of that.
I'm not sure that 4 people could even finish that, but we're gonna try.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of Beaches and Cream, my daughter's birthday is coming up in a few days. She actually asked me to make No Way Jose's for her.
Aww,
birthday.
That's so cute.
I made them for Autumn's birthday. I made her like a slew of Disney inspired foods for her birthday for dinner, and dessert was the No Way Jose because it's nothing but peanut butter. It's a lot of peanut butter.
Do you know what one I want to try? I want to try the peanut butter and jelly one in the 50s Primetime Cafe. I hear they also make it alcoholic at the bar.
Even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
I really want to know what they use for alcohol in that, though. Probably vodka. I don't know.
So let's wrap up with our last part, which is overall, what you love about just overall Animal Kingdom.
Okay, well, I would say for me, the overall love was just, and it's what bumps it up to me so high in my ranking of the overall parks, is just plain the animals. I love walking the trails. I love seeing the birds, especially the birds in the show. I love that they have actual hippos, not audio animatronic ones that wiggle their ears and blow bubbles, but they have it so that you can actually see it below the surface of the water. I love the tigers and seeing the gorilla mamas with the babies clinging to their backs or being drawn along by the hand. I'm an animal lover, and so it was so nice seeing all these animals in their different habitats that they had, and they have those done so well.
It's awesome. They take such good care of the animals too, and they describe that like they're not actually caged in, but the way they kind of keep them in their own little separate areas is they like feed them in a certain spot and make sure that their specific area is, you know, their habitat and what they're used to, even on the safari. So I mean, I think just the elephants are caged in, but even then they're not really caged in like, you know, your normal zoo atmosphere.
Yeah. Mike.
I kind of echo that. I mean, I just love, I guess, because when Walt, started the whole jungle cruise and all that, he wanted live animals in there, but then they told him, that's not going to work. Animal Kingdom is kind of like the fulfillment of Walt's dream to have actual live animals on Walt Disney property, and all the better for it. Huh?
With a few less puns.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I could use a few more puns.
Oh,
we can tell our own bad jokes.
One of my all-time favorite rides. I am all about puns. and then the Jingle Cruise at Christmas.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just it is. There is a lot of walking, so you definitely get your steps in that day.
I think I walked like 32,000 steps the last time I was in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, I do kind of want a few more rides personally. But the ones that they do have are, for the most part, I really enjoy. Except for Expedition Everest, because I'm not a big roller coaster fan.
By the way, Mike, quick sidebar. Last week when we talked about our least favorite things, we pretty much all brought up Dinoland USA. I was having a conversation with Juli today about what the rumored area is going to be now. Indiana Jones.
With dinosaurs. Just kidding.
Oh, well, because I mean, if you've ever been out to Disneyland, the Indiana Jones ride out in Disneyland is pretty much exactly the same ride mechanics as the dinosaur ride.
Yeah,
so it wouldn't be that far of a jump to change the ride around and put that ride out there.
Yeah, but I digress.
Then the archaeological digging part would make sense.
True. Juli, besides the food, what do you love about Animal Kingdom?
I was going to say the food. That's not fair.
Well, your shirt kind of belies that fact.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, there we go. We kind of touched upon this last time. So I really like that they have added a nighttime aspect to it, so you can spend more time than just, half day in the park. I loved the River of Lights show. Sorry, Mike.
It was enjoyable, sure.
Over and over again. What?
It was enjoyable. I didn't hate it.
It was like the best show Disney has ever done. Sorry, Fantasmic, but it was amazing. I love everything that they've done with Animal Kingdom. It's probably, I hate to say it's my number 2 park because Hollywood Studios used to be number 2, but Animal Kingdom is slowly becoming my number 2. I feel like initially, like going in there wasn't much to do. It was like you went on the safari, you went on Expedition Everest, you went on Cali Rapids, you went on Dinosaur, and your day was done.
You're done by 3 o'clock.
Exactly. And I feel like now there's a lot more to walk around and look at. They have a lot more people walking around with they have like little insects that they talk about that they're walking around with. And now that it's open at night, being able to be there and see, we haven't seen Pandora at night yet. We're doing that on this next trip, but that's really cool. And all the restaurant options that they have and all the extra little food carts that they have going on. And they have a lot of entertainment that's really good. The last time we were there were a couple guys that pulled us up to start dancing with them, and they were showing us, some African dance moves and playing their bongos and everything. I don't think they're bongos. Sorry if I... Yeah,
the music was really good. The kind of street music.
Yeah, exactly. And the entertainment was just really awesome. And you just get this really happy feeling when you're in the Animal Kingdom. It's hard to explain unless you're kind of standing there. It's just absolutely gorgeous. All the foliage, all the animals, those wild ducks are amazing.
There's a sense of expectation when you walk in, and that's fulfilled.
Yes, which wasn't always the case, but Animal Kingdom is stepping up its game.
Absolutely. And actually, Juli, That's tied into what I really like about the park is that it's you go there and you really feel like you've actually just traveled to a different country. This isn't like World Pavilion, because with World Pavilion, all you need to do is turn 90 degrees to the left and you can see another pavilion across the lake.
Yeah.
Or look straight ahead and, 100 yards away is another national pavilion. This place is fully immersive. The food carts, right by Yak and Yeti and by Kali River Rapids, you feel like you're in those respective countries.
Yeah. They did leaf folding when Mike and I were there the last time. So I have this cute little like fish that was folded out of just green like long leaves, and that was super awesome because they show you how to like write your name in another language. They do like origami. They do the leaf folding. It's just so different than any of the other parks. It almost doesn't feel Disney, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't feel overly Disney-fied.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Now,
it's maybe more like the Disney nature movies side of things than the fun animated character side of things.
Penguin. Just kidding. That wasn't for Disney.
Actually, they are coming out with a penguin movie. There's a Disney Nature Penguins.
Cool.
He voices the whole thing and says penguins the whole time. He also played the voice of the tiger in the Penguins movie.
So anyway, that was Animal Kingdom. So next week we are going to discuss.
Are we done already? I feel like I had so much more to say. I just talk fast.
Well, that's what your own podcast is for.
Yeah.
Yes, I basically just summed up our Animal Kingdom podcast into a nice little 10-minute blurb.
Nice.
I go into way more detail on our podcast.
We'll get to the pops in a second. But next week we're going to talk about the worst of Disney's Hollywood Studios, formerly MGM Studios.
I'm going to call it MGM.
I know. I still in the back of my head feel the same way.
I think all the things they took away are the worst part of Hollywood Studios. The fact that they took them away, not those things being the worst. But we'll talk about that.
We have thoughts.
Yeah.
So, Julie, tell us where we can find your podcast.
Oh, our podcast is everywhere now. Our podcast is on iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher. Thanks, Andy. And on Podbean. It's One Little Spice. The main website is onelittlespice.podbean.com. But if you search for it on any of the other sites, you can find it. I think there's also some third-party podcasting app that a friend was using that he found it on. So just search One Little Spice and look for this logo and you find us. We just came out with our second episode about the ABC commissary. So that came out last Saturday. So that's up right now if you want to listen. And we have a Facebook group, One Little Facebook page, One Little Spice, like that. We also have a Facebook group now to talk about the podcast that is One Little Spice Group. And we are on TeePublic, so if you want a t-shirt, you can get one, or a sweatshirt, or a baby onesie, or a mug, or a cell phone case, or a laptop case, or you'll see. There's lots of stuff there.
Awesome.
We talk about food. We're awesome. Me and my best friend Amy. She made these Figment ears.
These are awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed this week's episode. The ABC commentary was a lot of fun to listen to today, especially because I did a lot of that. I listened to a lot of it while I was at work.
That's what I do with podcasts.
Yeah. So Mike and I are part of Geek Salad, which is also at Podbean at geeksalad.podbean.com. We're on the Podbean app. We're on the Stitcher app. We are on the iTunes store. Julie, you need to send me the link to get.
I need to show you how to do that. I promise I will.
That's okay. That's fine.
Just keep reminding me until I do it for you.
That's fine. By the way, we're also stealing your idea on the TeePublic thing too, because I'm like,
oh my God, it's amazing. I'll show you how to set all that up too.
I would love that. So yes, so we can also have swag and cell phone cases. We'll talk.
And I also contributed very much to the the second episode of One Little Spice.
He was our fan favorite food for this week.
Yeah.
Yes. Which we'll talk about more in 2 weeks. Here.
No, yeah. Oh yeah, 2 weeks, because that's one of your favorites, right? Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But anybody who's listening to this, if they want to be featured on our fan favorite food segment, Send your favorite Disney food memory to onelittlespice@gmail.com and hear yourself on our podcast.
Awesome. It's actually funny because when you gave us the shout out today, Scarlett is sitting in the back seat. Goes, they talked about your show. You're famous. Are you famous, Daddy? Like, no, honey. For the last time, I'm not famous.
Hey, you're going to be famous because we're going to be famous, and we're just
there we go.
You know,
and you will be infamous.
Hey, maybe you'll be infamous.
It's more than famous. He's infamous.
Exactly.
Don't argue with your kid. She knows what's best for you.
Yes, exactly.
Scarlett's amazing. She's right about everything. She's awesome. I want to hang out with her again. Thanks.
Well, maybe we'll run into you at Disney sometime. We're going in May next year.
We don't go that late. Amy owns a pool store, so 6 months out of the year she's selling pool supplies. So
okay.
we can only travel October to April.
Okay.
So for 6 months we take extensive Disney trips, and then for the other 6 months we're just dreaming about Disney.
Oh. So also, if you like this video, Mike and I put out content weekly on our YouTube page, which is Geek Salad. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when we put up new content, like this week's episode or next week's episode. If you're like me and you're the Schadenfreudist who's like, ooh, I like the worst stuff better.
Or the week after, or the week after that, or the week after that, right? We have 4 more.
We're just gonna keep going, and we're gonna do an episode on
6 more, right?
What's that?
The first park. Woo, we got a long way to go.
Yeah, we get at least 6 park episodes before we talk about the California parks.
At one point, I might be holding my nephew for a podcast.
Oh,
he's due June 12th.
Oh, adorable. Don't forget to like this so you get all your notifications. So anyway, until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
I'm Jonna.
And I'm Julie.
Go forth and have a magical day.
What does Mike say? Hakuna Matata?
Hakuna Matata.
There we go.